But all of this behavior is supported and backed by a fascist, racist rhetoric that comes from the top, and it allows weak-minded people to do the enforcing for the stuff that they really want to happen. It empowers cowards to get hooked up and react. From January 6th with Trump to Ron DeSantis in Jacksonville, we need to clean some spaces.
This video is brought to you by Birch Gold Group. Listen, Vladimir Putin called the U.S. dollar's drop in dominance objective and irreversible as Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa formally agree to use local currency in trading instead of the U.S. dollar. It's the first shoe to fall. Trust me, ladies and gentlemen. As demand of the dollar weakens, the buying power of the dollar weakens. That's why Birch Gold Group is busier than ever. Investors and savers are looking to harness the power of physical gold held in a tax-sheltered IRA. You can too. Text Brandon to 989898 for your free info kit on gold. With thousands of happy customers, an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, and countless 5-star reviews, you can count on Birch Gold to help you navigate transitioning an existing IRA or 401k into an IRA in gold. As the US dollar continues to receive pressure from foreign countries, digital currency, and central banks, arm yourself with information on how to protect your savings. Text Brandon to 989898 to claim your free info kit today. Like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell to get notifications. You already know what to do. Let's get into this. All right, I'm finna go in on this pastor that ain't got no Jesus Christ in him. Because if you, listen, let me just say this. If you are gonna make a sermon to preach about Donald Trump and the things you claim he's been doing, you should equally be willing to preach about Joe Biden and the things that he's doing. You ain't nowhere in the world you looking with a clean perspective and you think Donald Trump is doing things he shouldn't do, but you don't think Biden is. You don't have a clear conscience or a clean perspective. And this is what's been happening. Ladies and gentlemen, black people are probably the most churchy people in America. They were. I don't know about now, but they were. Where do we get our knowledge from? Where do we get our fight from? Where do we get our freedom from? Jesus Christ of Nazareth. How do you know that, Mr. Tatum? One of the biggest influencers in the movement was Martin Luther King. What was Martin Luther King? A preacher. He was a reverend. We were enthusiastic about going to church no matter what. You were poor, you were rich, you went to church in the black community. And you stood up on those principles. And at some point along the way, the black church, the black reverend was weaponized in order to trick us, in order to convince us and have us believing that black come before Jesus, that black come before your salvation, that being black is more important than being in the body of Christ unified. That's why you hear the man talking about if anybody can. Oh, you haven't heard the clip. I'm going to speak the clip for you. You'll hear his racism while he claiming to call out racism as a reverend. Roll clip 2.
Last week, Ryan Christopher Palmeter went to a Dollar General in Jacksonville, Florida, killed Angela Carr, Anno LaGuire Jr., and Gerard Gallion. Went over to Edward Waters College first and was run off campus because he looked suspicious. Probably wanted to do damage over there. 3 people's lives taken because of the color of their skin. And all of this behavior is not random. It is sanctioned by a government who tries to subjectively say that black lives don't matter.
Time out. I gotta pause. I gotta pause Thicky Smiles here real quick. You know how stupid that sound? This nut killed 3 people. And it's because of government who's subjectively saying that black lives don't matter. Last time I checked, if the man hadn't killed himself, he probably would have been killed by the police officers, or he would have went to prison for the rest of his life for the death of these people. If this government sanctioned, then these people wouldn't even be getting in trouble for this stuff. if it's government sanctioned. If the government is saying Black lives don't matter, they wouldn't be reporting on television run by white people to give light to a terrorist attack of a lunatic killing Black people. His manifesto wouldn't be nowhere. They wouldn't even be talking about it. You know, I get sick and tired of these silly Black people like this guy. There's a lot of good ones and there's a lot of silly ones. And this guy is a silly one. I don't understand why it's this perpetual state of victimhood that's just falling on the heads of Black people who are ministers. Quit acting like white people is worried about you. Most white people don't care nothing about what Black people are doing in their own life. They only care when you come rob their house or something. Most people don't care. But in the mind of a reverend, he want to put it in the mind of Black people that the whole existence in America is white versus Black. It's crazy to me how these people are doing this, using this senseless murder to capitalize on pushing racism. Well, if you just simply do a simple mathematical equation, all you have to do is say the Black men or people who are murdered in America is X. That's a number. Average a year about 6,000 to 7,000 a year. Murdered. Then you say the percentage of the Black people murdered by Black people are X. And the percentage of Black people murdered in America by white people are X. And if you look at the percentages, 96% of murdered Black people are murdered by other Black people. How then can you argue that Black people are living in a state of white supremacy that's causing them to lose their lives when 96% of brothers who get killed are killed by other Black men? If you ask me, it's a problem with Black on Black murder. It has nothing to do with state-sanctioned white murder against Blacks. Let me get back to whooping the head of fake Reverend William Marcus Small. And it ain't nothing small about William Marcus. So let me go back to the clip, and I want him to finish his ridiculous tirade, anti-Christian tirade against the shooter and against Donald Trump. Roll the clip.
That all of this behavior is supported and backed by a fascist, racist rhetoric that comes from the top, and it allows weak-minded people to do the enforcing for the stuff that they really want to happen. And stop blaming this stuff. Listen to me. Stop blaming this stuff on mental health for real. Because unless you really start, unless you are willing to say, yeah, it's mental health, because racism is a mental health issue. Racism need to be in the DSM-5. It needs to be classified, because anybody who think they better than somebody else based upon their color or their skin got to be crazy. It needs to be a mental health issue. It empowers cowards to get hooked up and react. From January 6th with Trump to Ron DeSantis in Jacksonville, we need to clean some spaces.
All right, I think I'm gonna cut him here. He just goes on to get stupider. I don't disagree that a person who's racist is probably struggling with mental health issues. Or let me say this: I think a person who's racist it could possibly be ignorant. A person who acts out racist acts, it probably is mentally ill. You know, there is reasons why people are prejudiced, and these reasons I think make sense, but they are not good to have. Right? If you grew up in a neighborhood, because it happens even with Black people. This one thing I just don't understand why people can't be honest about this. If you grew up in an all Black community, you create what we call biases or stereotypes or prejudice about your own people. When Black people go to a place where there's a whole bunch of Black dudes with their pants sagging and looking like gang members, there is a judgment that occurs. Even Black people judge other Black people who act that way. There's a judgment that occurs. There's a prejudice. But if a white person in the same scenario begins to judge the same way the Black person judged, it's white supremacy. It's racism. It's like human beings are going to make decisions based on previous experiences. If all your experience, all the experiences that you have are Black people robbing and stealing and thugging in the community you grew up in, your perception of Black people that identify or look like those same Black people are going to be consistent with what you experienced. Same thing with white people. It's ironic to me that it's a double standard. If a black man don't want to be around ghetto black people and a white person don't want to be around ghetto black people, that white person is racist. And then you turn around and put it on the other foot. If a white person has a negative perception about white people in the history of this country, you know, somehow, you know, and then you jump to the black person having a feeling about that somehow is not racist. Like, a black person can have a negative feeling and have a prejudice against white people for what happened in this country, and that person not be considered racist. And I'm saying negative opinion, meaning that you apply it to every white person you see, and you're totally fine. This dude is literally judging white people in government positions, claiming that they're pushing white supremacy. That is a false judgment that you are bestowing on other people based on what? The color of their skin. You are basing your whole argument on the color of their skin. Because white people are in positions of leadership, you believe that they're pushing white supremacy. Not because you have evidence of them pushing white supremacy, just because they are white. It is maddening to me of the double standard. You know, it's funny because I have this phrase that just popped in my mind is, can't we all just get along? Can't we all understand that there's dynamics of all people that live and exist in America and across the world? There are black people that are nuts, that are dumb, ignorant fools, and I want nothing to do with them. There's also black people that are some of the greatest people that I've ever met. And can we understand that exists in every race? There's white people that are completely fools. And there's white people that are incredibly great people. You can go down a list about fools and great people in every race. How do you then come to the conclusion that all people of this race are a certain way, when you know all people of your race or all people of your ethnicity are not the same way? You got to be a fool to make that projection. And I feel like that people like this reverend justifies, under the guise of the fact that Americans of African descent were slaves at one point in this country and white people were dominant in leading the charge of owning slaves. And they feel that they have the permission, the authority to drag that predisposition all the way to now in the future and judge every white person that existed and every white person that is to come on this same premise, and then get mad at a white man for judging them on things that they have done or premise that they have been perceived to have. That sentence was weird. Of a type of legacy or perception that people may have had about black people based on the character and the behaviors of others. I don't know. I don't even know why we argue this stuff today. Like, are there people who are ignorant and racist? Yes. But we cannot say that it's just white people. There's a lot of black people that are racist, that hate white people. Just like this guy right here. He goes on in another clip to talk about Fannie Willis and the other dummy that's trying to put Trump into prison, saying if anybody gonna do it right, it's gonna be a sister. You know, these people are disgusting to me. And it's easy to fall into this gap when you never get out of the neighborhood you grew up in. If you only lived around black people your whole life, you need to move around and have exposure to other groups of people in other environments. Same thing if you white. You've been around a number of white people, you ain't never seen a black person in your life. You never seen other ethnicities. You need to move around and become cultured. Because only then you'll realize that some of these biases that you have against other people are completely stupid. And how do you know that, Mr. Tatum? I was the same person, man. I was blackety black when I was growing up. And I went to college and I was like, this ain't even real life. Like, I've been brainwashed, man. And white people are probably conversely the same way. Like, they grew up the same way and they feel brainwashed when they get exposed to different things as well.